Well, Gary, a point in the end. What's your reflection of tonight's result?
I think it's an excellent point. I think it's a fantastic result for us. I'm disappointed that maybe the rearguard action of the last 10-15 minutes wasn't to try and hold on to the 3 points. I felt as though we started a little bit edgily, maybe just the journey and the trip down and everything, maybe just didn't quite get Tuesday night out of our legs, but we're a little bit slow to get to the second balls, and it's going to be a game of knockdowns. It's going to be a game of, there's not going to be a lot of space in the game to pass the ball early on. Then we settled, we actually passed it quite well, and we started moving the ball around and played with a little bit more composure. And caused them 1 or 2 problems. Scored the goal, excellent goal, even though it was a mistake and a slip from Berra. He was still, Shins has still put a fantastic weighted pass to Cots. Cots has finished it off brilliantly, so really, really pleased with that. And then I think after that, we then started to take control, and I was really pleased. And then very, very disappointed, of course, as I'm sure you could see my reaction on the touchline to the penalty decision. I think Keith's 60 yards away, miles behind the game, because it was such a lightning quick counter attack. And every time you see that sort of challenge, you can watch 1,000 games and you will see that challenge in every game, and you will not see one penalty given for any of those. So I was particularly disappointed. The linesman's 20 yards away, he didn't give it. I don't think one of their players appealed. So I think they had a spot of luck there, and then to be pegged back to 1-1 when you've worked so hard to get into that position was disappointing. And you felt as though that then might give them the momentum to go and make it very difficult for us. As it was, I felt we stuck to the game really, really well, game plan. Second half, we defended a little bit deeper at times, but we defended very well and very strongly. Some great headers in there by some of the players, some great clearances. And then just once or twice on the counter-attack, we just had 1 or 2 opportunities that maybe with a better touch, or maybe with a last touch when Dimmy got in once or twice. I think with a free kick, we worked it really, really well, and it just went wide. And another couple of opportunities, so but really pleased with the overall performance.
Certainly in the first half, you must be pleased after Tuesday night to show that the level of control we seem to have of the game at a very difficult place to come at this level.
Well, I think once again we're always talking about our improvements, and Tuesday was a great game for us because Forest came, they blocked the game up, they made it difficult, they let us have the ball. It was the first team really that's tried to give us complete respect in terms of the way they set up, and they got the rewards for it. But it's a good learning curve for us, We've got to make sure we move the ball better. We've got to make sure we have a little bit more patience in those type of games. What we did fantastically well tonight is we regained some of that composure, and we passed the ball a little bit better, because that's what we are. We're a counter-attacking team, but we have to play with quality. We're not the sort of team that can just bully teams and score from set pieces and score from pressure. We do it with a little bit of subtlety, and I thought we showed that a little bit better tonight.
They did bring on Murphy and McGoldrick, which shows the strength of their squad, and that just seemed to change the threat coming from their side a little bit.
Well, it did, and Murphy's so good at it. You can clear anything up to him, which they do at all times. It's very difficult to get anyone other than the centre-backs around him, and he pins and he makes it hard, and he's terrific at it, and it just gave them a 10-minute spell where they kept us pinned in, and they had a couple of chances from it. Not clear-cut chances, but a couple of chances. I was really pleased. I think we've dealt with a real threat tonight, and if you remember last season, we got battered here, and we were very, very, very poor. And we showed a lot more character tonight.
And happy with the response, and now it's a bit of a break heading into a very big game.
Yeah, it's a huge game for us, it's a huge game for the fans, we understand that, we'll completely respect that. But at the same time, we'll still play the team. I'll play the team that I feel is the best team to win the game. The tactics to win the game as well, because we might have to do something slightly different. But we've got plenty of recovery time now, and I think all the other players will be chomping at the bit to play. The one thing I can guarantee you is I've already had quite a few saying to some of the staff, "Oh, please let me play in the Villa game." So I can imagine that's something that they're going to really push for. The only thing is Saley said it as well, so I can't grant everyone's wishes, unfortunately.
But obviously a good position if everybody is desperate to play in the competition that I know you're after.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, and it's a tough game for us in some ways, because in all the other rounds we've rested a lot of players. Obviously we can't do that in this game. So, but again, we've showed tonight 2 or 3 come into the team, do brilliantly well. So it's going to be no different on Tuesday. We're going to need some fresh legs in there. We're going to need some different outlook in the way that we do things, because it's a different type of game. It's away from home as well. So we're really looking forward to the game.